Y'all know I like to do that in the beginning. How y'all doing? I know it's been a while since I've done a Drea Talk episode. Wow. I've been on my whole journalistic journey and been doing pretty well actually with that, but I've been on other platforms doing it, and so I have decided I was going to build my stuff up on other pages and then I would just revert them to this page. So it's pretty good. I'm really excited about it. And we're going to bring some real topics to Drea Talk. So hey talkers. Hope you guys missed me. If you didn't miss me, I missed you. So let's get right into it. There's a lot of things that have happened. COVID-19 has happened, social distancing, things like that. I did a Drea Talk episode since then because it was the 6-month anniversary for Drea Talk, but I didn't touch on COVID-19 because I was trying to steer away from the political aspect of things, and it's definitely political. So I was trying to veer away from those things, but then my spirit led me, and my spirit was like, you know what, Drea, just talk about what you want to talk about. That's what Drea Talk is all about, talking about whatever, not leaving any topic off the table. So let's get it started. So let's start with the COVID-19. I've been off of work since March, I think the middle of March or whatever. And when COVID first started or whatever, you know, first it wasn't really a worry, and then media like made it a worry, and it was like a big thing all of a sudden. And then like the company that I work for was really worried because we deal with a lot of travelers and stuff like that, and they weren't coming in to stay. So it was just like, okay, now we got to cut some stuff out. And me being a bar manager, it was just like, they're really worried about bars and food and things like that. And so then had to be a cut down. So I was laid off. In the process, I was doing a lot of work though. I utilized that time to work on my own goals, my own journeys as far as writing, researching, reading, things like that, and diving real into the journalistic side of me. I've always had a journalistic side of me. This is part journalism, and it was something I've always wanted to do. It started at one point, then I stopped and things like that. So this is something that's always been a part of me, and I'm really excited because I've really been on this mission for the past few months, and it's been very lucrative for me as far as being able to reach people and get the information to them. So that being said, because I know this will be shared on my Instagram television show as well, and I have not uploaded anything to Instagram as well because I've been on such a mission. So let's get into it. First off, let's start with the COVID-19. I was telling people for a long time that COVID was pretty much blown out of proportion. It wasn't as bad as people were trying to make it seem. You know, I was going into the logistics of health and things like that, and things that you could do to prevent from getting COVID-19 and things like that. You guys are a little bit behind because I was not putting it on Drea Talk and things like that. However, it has come to fruition that it wasn't really that big of a deal, apparently, because there's been a lot of cases where people have not social distance, and as you can see, there are not people dropping dead in the streets and up of the COVID. But I'm sure they'll try to put it off onto, oh, okay, well, it's hotter outside, so the heat is killing it. Whatever. Anyway. I'm just one of those people, I just don't believe what's put in my face. I understand that media is like forced on us a lot of the times to believe what they want us to believe in their narrative. So that being said, it's a lot of politics involved and stuff like that. So I never really was one of those people that was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna go crazy over it. I even had some people that I know is in the medical field and things like that, and they were just like, oh my God, you're gonna be outside, oh, you need to do it, you know, like just freaking out. And I'm like, listen, I'm certified to be a medical assistant. Granted, I'm not a medical assistant, I'm not using it, but I was very smart in school and I know the body, and it's just not that deep. But okay, whatever, choose what you like, It's a lot of hypochondriacs out there. I understand. Do you? Anyway, I'm still alive. Never worn a mask a day in my life. Never wore gloves a day in my life. Just wash my hands like I was taught. Things like that. You know, God is good all the time. I'm blessed. But anyway, moving forward. So like, since COVID wasn't working anymore and they dropped the COVID down, right? Everybody's just like, oh, okay. Trump's like, open up outside. Everybody's outside, right? So now everybody's outside. It's not working anymore. Now we have to deal with this whole racist issue with killer cops. Killer cops has not ever stopped. I don't know why. See, this is my thing with our people. And some of y'all ain't gonna like my stance on this, and that's fine. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be opinionated as well as bring facts. And the fact of the matter is that police officers have not stopped killing black men. They have not stopped killing black women. Breonna Taylor being one that was killed before George Floyd. Ahmaud, who was killed before Breonna Taylor, which we heard a little bit about Ahmaud, but everybody was still a little freaked out because of COVID, which media was pushing that. They weren't pushing that Ahmaud agenda really, so therefore nobody was caring about that for real. See, people go off of what media pushes. If you think about this, guys, I'm not trying to make you feel a certain type of way. I'm trying to get you to think. Ahmaud happened, right? The Ahmaud situation, right? That happened where he was killed, right? So people talked about it, but they didn't really talk about it because it wasn't force-fed in media. What was force-fed in media was COVID-19. So everybody's focus was on COVID-19 and not dying from COVID-19, which, again, it wasn't that deep. Anyway, I stand on that. Anyway, so moving forward, Breonna Taylor happened. Breonna Taylor, if you guys don't know the story, she lives in Texas. She was in Texas. She was a healthcare professional. She was at home in her apartment with her boyfriend, sleep on the couch. Police busted in their door. They said they did a warning knock, which they had a no-knock warrant or whatever, supposedly. So I don't know why they would knock. But anyway, they claimed they knocked. No one answered. So they just got to busting in the door. When they were busting in the door of her apartment, her boyfriend did a warning shot. Once he did the warning shot, they started just shooting up the apartment, right? Shooting all in the apartment. End up shooting her in 7 shots to her body. 7. There was plenty of shots, but 7 hit her body. And left. They didn't even come in the apartment, apprehend anybody, anything. They just left, right? So her boyfriend calls, like, I don't know if they left, they were just standing outside. I don't know what they were doing because he had enough time to call 911 and be like, hey, somebody was trying to bust in the apartment, just started shooting, and my girlfriend, she shot up, blah, 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 and he's talking on 911. You guys can YouTube this. It's public knowledge. It's out there, right? So I thought this was really crazy because I'm like, wow, this happened 3 weeks ago. The Floyd thing happened May 25th. It's been not even 2 weeks, and yet everybody has already been protesting, rioting, looting, tearing up the world, basically, over Floyd. But yet this queen was killed weeks before that, and no one even has said anything about that. Even during the Floyd protest, the George Floyd protest. Why? Because media did not cover it. See, one thing we need to know is that everything that we think about, our movements are all based off of media. See, I don't watch television. 9 times out of 10, my television is not on. Why? Because I understand what media is. I understand that it's to control your mental, right? So I don't watch it. I do my own research. I do my own reading. I do my own digging, and which is how I found out about Breonna. No one told me about Breonna. I did not see this on social media whatsoever because no one has been sharing this. A lot of you guys that are going to watch this video didn't know who Breonna was. You had no idea who she was, right? I'm probably the first person to shed light on this outside of other YouTubers that have found out about this information, decided to do videos on it. I'm not here to just do a video on Breonna. I'm here to wake you up and say, when is it that we will not be biased to whom we protest for, to whom we are outraged about when it comes to the death of our fellow male or female melanated person, because I'm no longer saying black man or black woman, melanated woman or man. When is it to where we will just stand for each other? When is it that we will stand for each other when there was looting going on and a 70-something-year-old man, a retired police officer that was trying to protect in St. Louis, trying to protect Lee's Pawn and Jewelry, and he sent off warning shots. He did not shoot anybody, but yet he got shot and killed. When are we going to stand up for those people? When are we going to stand up for this queen that happened before George Floyd, but because it happened on television, which they wanted you to see, this is our narrative. Our narrative is what they give us for our narrative to be. Our march and our fight is what they put out there for our march and our fight to be. When are we going to decide to stand to have justice for our people, no matter who it is, no matter how it happened? It has to be sensationalized on television in order for us to have a voice about it, in order for us to march about it. I don't get it. Can somebody please explain this to me? So I'm not a favorite of people's because I don't go according to the narrative that's been laid out in front of me through media for me to follow. I don't. I go according to what I read and what I hear and what I see. And I use my thoughts and my brain to have my own narrative and my own perception. And I'm like, you know, this isn't right. This isn't right. We're not speaking up for this young woman, but we're speaking up for Floyd. Why? Because he was on television. But no one's speaking about these other men, one in Spain and one in France, who's had police officers' knees on their neck the same way. But they're giving you the narrative that this is happening all over the world because of George Floyd, when you guys don't even know this has happened to other men across the world during the same week. I'm just saying, when is it going to be enough? When are we going to stop doing the same thing and expecting different results? Because we do this all the time. We have a blackout day. We march. We have people that loot. And this time they destroyed lots of small black businesses when they were looting. People whose businesses won't get covered and won't recover because insurance does not cover those type of damages. But everybody knows everything. Oh, well, they'll get insurance. Insurance will pay for it. No. These are people that aren't knowledgeable about business and owning businesses. So I say to you, I challenge you. I challenge you to think deeper. I challenge you guys to not move on emotion. You can't be strategic moving on emotion. I challenge you to think, learn your laws, get outside of media, read and research for yourself. Follow these independent journalists if you don't want to do that. But we got to do better, y'all, because doing the same thing, expecting different results is completely insane. It's insanity. Peace.